It's time to tackle prophecies and Anakin's father.
There was no father.
I carried him, I gave birth, I raised him.
I can't explain what happened.
The most illuminating conversations are between Qui-Gon and the Council.
His cells have the highest concentration of midi-chlorians I have seen in a life form. It is possible he was conceived by the midi-chlorians.
At this point, Qui-Gon has relayed just the facts. There exists a boy with exceptional force potential, yet no father. The mother claims there hadn't been a father, that she can't explain what happened. Speculating that the Force did it seems reasonable enough. The Council doesn't like the sound of that. Mace can see where this is going.
You refer to the prophecy of the one who will bring balance to the Force. You believe it's this boy?
Apparently, being conceived by midi-chlorians is a reference to Jedi lore. They have a prophecy that a chosen one will bring balance. Details are extremely sparse. Most books only repeat movie quotes. The Phantom Menace says, will bring balance, and the book cannot elaborate. We're interested in two books for their unique approaches. Both are from after the prequels, 2007 and 2010. The one from 2010 is named The Jedi Path. Its format is a school textbook, where Ahsoka has scribbled her commentary in the margins. If we check the table of contents, there is an extremely promising sign. The Chosen One is on pages 13 to 17. What luck! Quickly, let's turn to that page and start learning. Unfortunately, this book has lied to us. It never had any information to reveal. There are 0 pages on the matter. I shouldn't need to explain why that's bad. The book claims to offer information to the curious mind. The people writing know they should have addressed the prophecy. It appears in the contents because it would have to be there. Either the writers were unable or unwilling to elaborate, so it isn't in the book. Only a few years earlier, in 2007, another essential guide came out. This book was about the Force, the Jedi, and the Sith. Checking its contents, there is a Chosen One on the list. This time it's all the way near the back, pages 205 to 222. Though the information is lacking, it's far better than nothing. We get something vaguely like the wording of the prophet, whoever that might be. A Jedi will come to destroy the Sith and bring balance to the Force. As cryptic visions of the future go, this isn't the worst I've seen. Clearly, this isn't the actual wording that the Jedi are familiar with. It doesn't mention anything about someone with no father, so how would Mace Windu have known?
It is possible he was conceived by the midi-chlorians.
You refer to the prophecy of the one who will bring balance to the Force.
I don't think Qui-Gon does this a lot, dragging kids up to the top of the tower. We have to conclude the conceived by midi-chlorians part is in the prophecy. The book indicates Yoda came up with that idea, and still indirectly. A vessel of pure force the Chosen One will be, more powerful than any Jedi in history. This gives us far more to work with, something beyond bring balance to the Force. With Yoda's elaboration, we can finally see where Mace Windu is coming from. Qui-Gon has a boy with more force potential than any Jedi who has ever lived. That doesn't happen every day, it's once a millennium at best. Canonically, Qui-Gon believes in the prophecy. He is utterly convinced that Anakin is the Chosen One.
I don't presume to...
But you do. Revealed your opinion is.
The Council isn't so convinced. They've heard this before. Yoda has probably seen 20 Chosen Ones in just the past century. Qui-Gon Jinn remains quietly confident, insisting on a test. Anakin's potential is undeniable. He is sure testing will reveal that.
Trained as a Jedi, you request for him,
Finding him was the will of the Force. I have no doubt of that.
More than anything, Jinn is surprised the Council can't see what he can.
Bring him before us, then.
As far as we can see, the Jedi Council are wrong in canon. Anakin is the Chosen One. He does bring balance to the Force. The exact meaning of balance is debatable. One interpretation is that Mace Windu is so bad, the Jedi Purge counts as balance.
Master Windu, how pleasant of you to join us.
We fucking switching.
That in this era, Jedi suck, and the Force was trying to get rid of them. Officially, bringing balance meant ending the Empire. After all those years, Anakin destroyed the Sith and made things right. Officially, Annie's father is Darth Plagueis via midi-chlorians. I should stress that he never came within 12 parsecs of Shmi Skywalker. Why do I keep saying official? Because I don't necessarily agree with George Lucas. In 1999, all we knew was that Anakin had no father. Lucas implies the Chosen One was created to serve the will of the Force.
Magic.
This is just something that happened to happen and wasn't very likely to happen again. It's important to note that in 2005, more information was revealed.
Did you ever hear the tragedy of Darth Plagueis the Wise?
Episode 3 established the name of the Emperor's Old Master. Possibly the most surprising detail of the movie was one little line.
He could use the Force to influence the midi-chlorians to create life.
By using this phrasing, there can be no doubt he means Anakin. According to Qui-Gon, little Annie was created by the midi-chlorians. The audience was meant to understand this, though Skywalker was not. After all, the Sith legend is very old. In Lucas's canon, Anakin's father is Palpatine's old master. Darth Plagueis influenced the Force in such a way that Skywalker was created. These are the answers given to us by the Maker. These are not the only possible answers.
I rejected those answers. Instead, I chose
Willful misinterpretation.
Personally, I have never believed in the virgin birth. It seems rather silly and doesn't add anything to the movie. Before long, I started to realize how well the movie was written. Think of the Naboo core, for example. The movie itself is fine. You can reinterpret the movie instead of editing it. For anyone who doesn't like this new lore, Lucas made it optional. All the tools to replace it are already provided within the movie. This is no minor feat. It shows great subtlety. Episode 1 is the movie George Lucas wanted, but it can be what I want too. First of all, let's check Qui-Gon's report.
It is possible he was conceived by the midi-chlorians.
This is presented as a guess, a suggestion for how there could be no father. Better still is the artful phrasing of Shmi Skywalker. It's clear Shmi is far sharper than she usually gets credit for. Take a close look at this scene.
There was no father.
I carried him, I gave birth, I raised him.
I can't explain what happened.
I contend that Shmi is lying to Qui-Gon about the father. When she says, there was no father, they both know this is a lie.
So what I told you was true, from a certain point of view.
A certain point of view?
That's important because I'm not criticizing Shmi in the slightest. She is lying with the intention to explain rather than deceive. There was no father, in that the father is not relevant to Qui-Gon. Obviously there was a father at some point, but he's not in the house. This isn't a recent development. Anakin never knew his father. Shmi has implied all of this, and that the father is nobody special. There is no Jedi heritage in the Skywalker line, nothing to explain his midi-chlorians.
I never lied to you. Your parents were no one.
Qui-Gon has been around the galaxy a few times. He can read between the lines. When Shmi can't explain what happened, that is another lie. What she means is that she'd prefer not to explain what happened. Life on Tatooine is hard, even more so if you're a slave.
I didn't actually come here to free slaves.
The tragedy of the missing father is an old wound. There are enough painful memories that Shmi dodges the topic.
Goodbye, my darling wife. And thank you.
Qui-Gon can see exactly what is happening, so he doesn't push the issue. Given that fathers are quite important, biologically, all of this follows. In that case, Shmi cannot mean what she's saying literally.
Can you help him?
I don't know.
This interaction becomes a knight questioning a slave, then tactfully dropping the matter. Effectively, Shmi has promised that she is hiding the right details. Qui-Gon can tell she believes that to be true, that no good would come from prying. There is no secret Force-sensitive dynasty that she's protecting. Most likely, Anakin's father was an unremarkable, decent bloke.
I'm just a simple man trying to make my way in the universe.
Perhaps he got into a scuffle with some Tusken raiders. Maybe he displeased a Hutt, or met a crate dragon. Perhaps he shared a meal with Nanzati, a delicious soup. Another interpretation would be that the slavery and missing father were related.
Any attempt to escape,
and they blow you up. Boom!
I tend to think most fathers are opposed to slavery by default.
You don't remember me. We spoke on the phone 2 days ago. I told you I would find you.
In particular, they don't like the idea of having their own kids enslaved. Assuming the Skywalkers started out free, the father might have lost a fight against the slavers. Anakin doesn't know all that much about his own history.
How long have you been here? Since I was very little. 3, I think.
It's not clear if here means Watto's shop or Tatooine in general. Either the Skywalkers were brought here from off-world, or they've always been on Tatooine. A father can exist in either backstory, so long as Shmi keeps those memories private. All of this assumes Anakin's father had been a good man. We could also say that he wasn't the nicest guy around.
I don't care if you win.
Perhaps all 3 Skywalkers had been together, but the father found a way to escape. Instead of sticking together, he abandoned Shmi to the mercy of the Hutts. Perhaps he betrayed them, or was sold to a different planet. You could go into lurid detail about the perils of being Shmi Skywalker.
Is she free too?
I tried to free your mother, Annie, but Watto wouldn't have it.
That would have to be on your own time. I'm not writing the fanfiction for you. You'd have to talk to ED1TA about such things. We do know that Watto isn't the father, and that's all I'll say on the matter. It is certain that George Lucas would disagree with me. Anakin's father was intentionally written out of the universe. It isn't clear to me why Lucas was so keen on adding a virgin birth to the setting. Is he trying to make the Chosen One prophecy seem more believable? Adding an allusion to mythology from Earth, so the audience sees little Annie as being all mystical.
It is done.
Whatever the intention, it can't be an accident that the dialogue is so ambiguous. In the canon interpretation, Qui-Gon believes in the Chosen One more strongly than any Jedi. In my head, Jin is far more cunning and manipulative. He doesn't entirely believe in this Chosen One business, but the other Jedi do. He does believe Anakin is unusually powerful, that he must become a Jedi. Yoda thinks he can see through Qui-Gon, a zealot following prophecy.
I don't presume to.
But you do. Revealed your opinion is.
I say Qui-Gon is allowing the Council to see what he wants them to. All he really cares about is the training, and he'll use any rhetoric to get there.
He is the Chosen One. You must see it.
When this doesn't play out quite as hoped, he knows it nearly worked. All it would take to secure Annie's training is one more push. Qui-Gon continues scheming to his last breath.
Promise me you will train the boy. He is the Chosen One.
With his dying wish, he creates a favorable scenario. The Jedi have just lost a knight, so they'll need a replacement. He even reiterates the Chosen One thing to add more weight to it. The Jedi Council will have no choice but to train the boy. It's clear that Qui-Gon doesn't have quite the same perspective as the Council. Perhaps Anakin is only the Chosen One because Qui-Gon chose him. Master Jin is more interested in bringing balance than prophecies. These are not the intended conclusions.
It's not true.
The Prequel Trilogy was not built around this interpretation. Episode 3 makes a reference to Anakin's lack of father.
He could use the Force to influence the midi-chlorians to create life.
In this new context, Anakin has still been raised to believe he had no father. Palpatine knows this, even if he doubts the story. Originally, I don't think Anakin realized Palpatine had just claimed to be his father. Skywalker was too busy thinking about immortality. Creating life wasn't relevant to him. Under my interpretation, Annie did notice what was going on.
I will even learn to stop people from dying.
He understood and believed Palpatine's claim that Sith had created life, namely himself. Of course, in this version, Palpatine is lying. Anakin was a normal kid with a normal father, and he has no idea. The Jedi certainly weren't going to suggest his mother lied. Nor would Palpatine, since this way he can claim credit for influencing the Force. All of this helps to tie Vader and Emperor closer together.
Do you have a plan B?
If you've seen a few of our videos and feel like we've earned your support, please take time to check that you're still subscribed to the channel. Leave a like perhaps. Fiddle with the notification bell so you're notified as soon as we upload new videos. Why not join us on Discord? We promise it's only half as bad as that sounds.
Look, let's just bug out and call it even, okay? What are we talking about this for?
If you'd like to support us financially, consider becoming a patron or clicking join under this video. YouTube members get access to Imperial rank insignia in the comments section.
What, you think you're some kind of Jedi waving your hand around like that? I'm a Toydarian. Mind tricks don't work on me. Only money. No money, no parts, no deal.